What if I told you that the world before the Great Flood was far darker, stranger, and more mysterious than we could ever imagine? Picture a time when giants walked the earth, when people lived for hundreds of years, and when humankind may have reached levels of knowledge and technology that are now completely lost to history. The Bible gives us small, mysterious clues about that forgotten age, a time when beings called Nephilim, born from the union of fallen angels and human women, lived among people. Civilization grew fast, but so did corruption. Evil spread like wildfire until the entire world was drowning in darkness. And then came the flood. But what really happened before those waters covered the earth? Why does this ancient knowledge seem forbidden today? Stay with me, because together we're going to uncover secrets about humanity's fall, the giants before the flood, lost technology, and the divine judgment that ended it all. By the end, you might see our past, and maybe even our future, in a completely new light. And hey, before we dive in, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you think really happened before the flood. Imagine a world where the sky was heavy and strange, where a deep shadow covered the land. It wasn't just darkness you could see, but something you could feel in your heart. People turned away from the light of God, and the world became filled with violence, pride, and evil. But it wasn't only humans who caused this corruption. Something far more terrifying was walking the earth. They were called the Nephilim, massive beings, part angel, part human, with powers that no one could understand. Their presence alone made the ground tremble. They were taller than houses, stronger than entire armies, and their hearts were full of cruelty. Where they walked, cities fell. Where they ruled, people obeyed in fear. These giants weren't just big. They were monsters from another world. Their eyes glowed with darkness, and their souls were as twisted as their strength was great. No one dared to fight them because it was like fighting the wind. Impossible. The Bible says in Genesis 6:4 that they were heroes of old, men of renown. But what kind of heroes were they? Not the kind that save people, the kind that destroy them. Their fame came from fear, not from courage. They were living proof that heaven's order had been broken. The fallen angels, and called the sons of God, had disobeyed the Creator and brought to earth a kind of knowledge that humans were never meant to have. They taught people how to make weapons, control nature, and manipulate life itself. But what started as wisdom turned into a curse. The land was filled with strange energy. Nature began to twist. The beauty of creation started to rot, and the world that God once called good became almost unrecognizable. Nations began to ally with the giants, hoping to gain power from them. Kings bowed to the Nephilim. People started worshiping them as gods. But that power came at a terrible price: the loss of their humanity. Love disappeared. Justice faded. The world became ruled by fear and selfishness. And as humans kept learning from these fallen beings, they began to build incredible things: cities, monuments, and machines that seemed impossible for ancient times. Some say the Great Pyramids, massive fortresses, and perfect stone designs could have been leftovers from that time. Proof of a knowledge far beyond what we think existed. Imagine a world where people could control the elements: fire, lightning, even the life force of others. It sounds like magic, but maybe it was a kind of technology. A mix of physical power and spiritual knowledge given by the fallen ones. But this knowledge wasn't a gift. It was a trap. The more power people gained, the more their hearts darkened. The machines they created began to destroy the very world they lived in. Earthquakes, storms, strange cosmic changes. The balance of creation was collapsing, and in the shadows, experiments were being done. Unholy creations that mixed man with beast, twisting life into forms never meant to exist. The world was becoming a nightmare. God watched as his creation crumbled. He saw that humanity, once made in his image, was now ruled by violence and pride. There was only one way to stop the corruption from spreading forever: to cleanse the earth and begin again. But in that sea of darkness, one man still walked in the light. His name was Noah. Noah was just an ordinary man, but his heart was different. While everyone else chased power, Noah listened to God. He lived with honesty, kindness, and faith, even when the world around him laughed at him for it. One day God spoke to Noah and told him something no one else could believe. The world will be destroyed by water. Build an ark. It sounded impossible. There had never been rain like that before. But Noah didn't argue. He trusted. And so he began to build a massive ark, big enough to carry his family and every kind of living creature. While he worked, people mocked him. The giants laughed at him. The crowds thought he was crazy. But Noah never stopped. He warned them, "The end is coming. Turn back. There's still time to change." But nobody listened. Year after year, Noah kept building. He didn't just build a boat, he built a message of hope. While the world partied and fought, Noah kept his faith. He was the last light in a dark world. And then the day came. The ark was finished. The sky turned gray. Thunder echoed through the heavens. Noah and his family entered the ark, and the door closed behind them. Then it began. Raindrops fell, softly at first, then harder, faster, heavier. Soon rivers overflowed, oceans rose, and the ground shook. People ran to the mountains. They screamed for help. But it was too late. The waters of judgment covered everything. The giants, the kings, the cities, all were gone. The world that once shone with false power was now silent beneath the waves. But even in that destruction, there was mercy. God didn't erase humanity. He gave it a new beginning through Noah and his family. The ark wasn't just a boat, it was a symbol of salvation. Proof that even when the world turns its back on the truth, those who stay faithful can still be saved. And when the rain finally stopped and the sun broke through the clouds, a rainbow appeared in the sky. A promise that such judgment would never happen again. Noah's story isn't just ancient history, it's a message for us today. Because just like back then, we live in times of confusion, pride, and darkness. People chase power, knowledge, and pleasure, forgetting who gave them life in the first place. But God still calls us to be like Noah, to stand firm, even when the world mocks our faith, to choose what's right, even when it's hard. Maybe the flood isn't coming as water this time. Maybe it's something else, a flood of lies, distractions, and chaos trying to drown our hearts. So ask yourself, are you listening to the warning? Are you building your own ark? Not of wood, but of faith and truth? Because just like before, there's still time to turn back. The door of mercy is still open, but it won't stay open forever. If this story made you think, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. What do you think the world was really like before the flood? And what lessons can we learn from Noah's courage and faith today? Because maybe the past isn't as far away as we think.